G is for GPS. I get a lot of questions about the GPS that I sometimes use on my bike. KTM gave this bike the function of turn by turn from a phone app, which costs about £8 and really should be free, but I digress. They were innovators here, and it has since been copied by others. However, they were clearly not confident everyone in the world would be ready for this, so they provided a facility for a motorcycle GPS. A wise move, and one which Triumph did not adopt on the new Tiger, there being a screen adjustment in the way on the stock bike. A bit of a mistake, I think, but I'm sure third-party manufacturers will step in. Turn by turn is useful, but sometimes a proper GPS is just nice to have. There's no need for it to be an expensive proper GPS. You can mount your phone there easily enough and use Google Maps, TomTom apps or Calimoto. Here's my phone mount from Ultimate Add-ons. I've never used it so far, and yes, I bought it myself. No promotion intended. Initially, the bikes came with a blanking plate. As ever, the power part for the GPS mount was not available at launch. So some of us fitted a RAM ball to this, and it works well enough. Since then, various third-party companies and even KTM themselves have released GPS mounts to fit. I use an SW Motec one myself, which has been just fine. You can of course mount a GPS anywhere. Previously I used the handlebars, but there is no doubt the natural position is above the speedo on an adventure bike. It means you can pretty much keep your eyes on the road. Also, the real-time road update is easy to see in your peripheral vision. I don't use a GPS all of the time, but when planning a trip it is useful to upload routes. For instance, I found the TT course route online for free and loaded it the night before leaving home. So it's well thought out in terms of position. There is enough room to rotate the GPS to your preferred orientation. I find it depends how fast I'm going as to which I prefer. Oh, and no, I did not choose this GPS, I won it. One of only 2 things I've ever received in a competition. The other being a hand-knitted Santa Claus, which proved to be a lot less useful. As for powering the thing, well, there is a switched, by which I mean it comes on with ignition, a switch supply inside the headlight. Currently on my bike this is occupied by heated grips. There is also a switch supply under the seat you could use. Red, black and brown. Got a feeling it's red, black and brown ones, but we'll see. So the one you want is the black and red, which is positive, and the brown wire. I think it's brown, salmon coloured. Let's see that it's on 0 till I turn on the ignition. It goes up to 12 volts, so that's on the ignition. As well as this, there are 2 permanently enabled 12 volt connectors in both of those locations. Make sure you choose the correct one. Personally, I just use the 12 volt supply, as generally I ride without the GPS and just use the app to get me home. I've also used a 5 volt USB adapter to power GPS devices which require a 5 volt input. Be sure to check. The mount on the GoPro does the voltage conversion. If you attach it without its mount, then you'll need to supply the GPS itself with 5 volts. Do your homework. There are more GPS videos on my channel, for instance. Oh, unless you think I'm recommending the TomTom, I should point out it too has developed moisture inside the TFT case on cold days. So, no promotion intended. Very useful to have though.